Alright guys, welcome back. So in today's video we have another question from the second chapter of the Meriam textbook, question 57, and we have these asymmetrical support arrangement that is chosen for a pedestrian bridge because conditions at the right and F do not permit the support tower and anchorages. So during the test we have cables 2, 3, and 4 that are all adjusted to the same value of the tension T. So basically we have the tension in each of these 3 cables, the same tension T, and we know the combined moment of all these cables about 0.0 is set to be 0. So basically we are in equilibrium condition and the moment of all these cables and some of the moments of all 4 cable will be equal to 0, and we have to determine the tension in the cable 1, so let's call it T1. And in the second part of the question we need to determine the corresponding value of the compressive force P at O resulting from all these 4 tensions applied at point A. And we have this beam OA that we can neglect the weight, and let's see what we can do in here. So basically at the end of this question what we need to find is we have to find the sum of all moments equal 0 counterclockwise positive, and we know our point O is somewhere in here. So in order to find the moment of all these 4 tensions, we can do one quick easy way in order to find this as fast as possible, and that would be if we find the angle of each of these tensions with OA. That way we can dissolve each of these tensions to parallel and perpendicular components with respect to OA. So if we find the parallel and perpendicular component of each of these tensions, so let's go with the T2. So this will be the parallel component, this will be the perpendicular component, and only the perpendicular components make moment about 0.0. So as long as we have the angle of each of these cables with the OA, we are good to go to find the moment. So let's call, so the angle between AC and OA, we're going to call it theta 2. I'm going to use different color for 3, so this will be our theta 3, and the last one would be what we have in here, which is theta 4, and on the left side we have the angle of T1 with the OA. We're going to show it theta 1 in here. So as long as we have these angles, we're going to find the perpendicular component, which will be force times sine of these thetas that we have in here, and the cosine component, as I mentioned, won't make any moment about 0.0 since it passes through the 0.0, so no moment from that component. So let's try to figure out each of these angles, but before that, if we look at this right triangle that I highlighted in green, we can find this little angle here. So if we look at the figure in here, we'll see that the OA is gonna make a 5 degrees angle with a vertical line, meaning this angle here is also 5 degrees. So the reason I showed that one is that it's gonna help us with a lot of dimensions, because if we look at all the dimensions that we have in this question, it will be the dimensions with the vertical line. So for the from to B to A, so this distance here, as we can see, is just going to clean up, you can see it better. So the distance that we have in here is 6.6 meter, which is the distance from B to A. We also have the distance from A to C, which is here, so 9 meter here. I'm not going to put the unit in here, it's going to make the figure messy. And from C to D we have 10.5, and from D to E same thing, 10.5, and also we have this height here, 15 meter. So now as we can see, we have all the dimensions in this question, and finding these different thetas should be very easy to find. We just have to look at the right triangles that we have in here. Let's start with theta 1. So the tangent of this angle here, which is theta 1 minus 5 degrees, will be 6.6 over, so the opposite over the adjacent, which is 15. And if we want to find theta minus 5, it will be the tangent inverse of 6.6 over 15, and theta minus 5 will be equal to 23.7 degrees. So our theta 1 will be 28.75, 20.75 degrees. We found one of the angles that we were looking for, or theta 1. So we have 3 more to go. Let's go with theta 2. I showed theta 2 with blue. So the tangent of, so the triangle that we have to consider in this one, I'm gonna highlight it in red, would be this right triangle. So we can see that the opposite is 9 and the adjacent is 15. So I'm just gonna clean this up. So the tangent of this time theta 2 plus 5 will be 9 over 15. So theta 2 plus 5 will be the tangent inverse of 9 over 15. And theta 2 plus 5 will be equal to 30.96 if we calculate it. So our theta 2 will be 30.96 minus 5, which is 25.96 degrees. Second one is out. Let's move on to the third one. And for the third one, again, I'm going to show the right triangle that we have to consider for this one in red. This time we have to look at this one. The opposite is 9 plus 10.5 and the adjacent is the same. So tangent of this time we have theta 3 plus 5 will be equal to 10.5 plus 9 over 15. And same thing, theta 3 plus 5 is equal to the tangent inverse of 19.5 over 15. So theta 3 plus 5 will be equal to 52.43, and here our theta 3 will be 47.43 degrees. And there is only one more left, and that would be the theta 4. And for theta 4, we're going to consider this right triangle, and if we want to find the tangent of theta 3 plus 5, so we have 2 times 10.5 plus 9 over 15. So let's just write it down in here. I'm just going to clean out the figure first. So the tangent of theta 4 plus 5 will be 9 plus 10.5 plus 10.5 over 15, and theta 4 plus 5 will be tangent inverse of 30 over 15, which is 2. So theta 4 plus 5 will be 63.43, and theta 4, which is the last unknown, would be 58.43 degrees. So this was the hardest part of this question. After this is pretty easy. We just have to find the moment that we were trying to figure out at the beginning. Basically, we just have to go with the sine of each of these angles, and based on that we can find the t1, which is the only unknown in here. So we can find our t1 based on t. Before we do that, let's figure out the direction of the moment. This moment, so clockwise for all three, and the other one from t1 is counterclockwise. So we only have positive sign for t1, the rest is negative moment. So as I mentioned, the force that we have is t sine of the angle that we found. So t1 has a positive moment since it's counterclockwise, sine of theta 1, and that's the force. We know we have to find r times f, and that's our f, and our r would be the length of OA, which we can call the length of OA for now, just something like L maybe. So times L, we can actually find the L. Actually, it's not hard to find the OA since we have the angle and we have all the dimensions, but we don't need to do that because it will be cancelled out at the end. So there's no need to find the L or the length of OA. So t sine of theta 2L minus t sine of theta 3L minus t sine of theta 4L is equal to 0. So as I mentioned, we can divide each side by L, and the L will be cancelled out, and what we end up with is t1 will be equal to sine of theta 2 plus sine of theta 3 plus sine of theta 4 over sine of theta 1. And we already have all the theta, and if you plug in our theta in here, we'll find our t1 will be equal to 4.21 t. So that's the part of the question that we have to find the t1. And for finding the p, or the compressive force in OA, all we need to do is just add all the other component of each of these tensions, which will be parallel to OA. And as we discussed, it will be cosine of each of these angles. So if we want to find the p, it's pretty easy. They're all in the same direction. We have t t1 cosine of theta 1, we have t cosine of theta 2 plus t cosine of theta 3 plus t cosine of theta 4. Don't forget that the t1 in here is 4.21 t, and we just have to plug in again our theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, and theta 4, and if we do that, we'll get our p 5.78 times t, and that would be the second part of the question where we need to find the compression force P at point O. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for this one. Hope you guys find it helpful. Let me know if you have any other answers to this one. I'll drop it in the comment that everybody can benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and comment. It's going to help me to reach out to more students, and try to share this channel with your friends who are taking this course and they need some help with this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.